That appears to be your goal some weeks.
Oh,
That was awkward. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Two Marks and a Spark. That was hilarious. I hope we edit that out. Anyway,
greetings.
we're live again. Brand new Lock 22 studio. We're here. We got all the lights and the pyro and all the
right.
The intro music is coming back. I assure you, this is probably the last week we're going to go without it, as I'm sure some of you missed that. Anyway, Uncle Russ, how are you, buddy?
I'm not bad. It's cold. It's snowy, but tomorrow it'll probably be warm and sunny. That's the way it is this time of year.
Yeah, up here in the Midwest, that is generally how it goes. Well, Russ, we got a lot to talk about today. Some WWE news, some AEW news.
Yes.
As well as some other tangential wrestling stuff that is important that we're going to talk about. That some of it we wish we didn't have to, and some of it we're okay talking about. So let's just get one thing out of the way, because Russ ain't going to be able to say too much about this, I don't think. I want to talk about WWE 2K26. I've been playing it this week. I was given early access, so I do have my hands on the game. Hang on, let me check my Steam.
There you go.
Really quick. I can tell you exactly how many hours I have in.
There's
I have
Phil.
about 20 hours in the game. Look, if you've played the last 2 or 3 games, you pretty much know what you're getting into here. The unlock system is way worse than it ever has been. And they're more money hungry than ever. And I don't know if that's a TKO decision or a 2K decision, but the way you have to unlock stuff now is fucking stupid. My overall sense, the consensus I've seen on the game and kind of how I feel is if you liked 2K25, this is smoother, a little bit faster 2K25 with some new bells and whistles that they threw in there and a showcase mode that you will pretend you never played because it's fucking horrible. Anyway, I'm going to keep that segment short and sweet. I talked about 2K25 for 20 minutes last year. I'm going to save everybody that pain
Just
and
a quick
suffering.
question. On these games, can you still go deep in the roster of the past?
Oh, yeah.
Fantasy matches, like if I wanted to do Austin Theory versus Bruno Sammartino, you know?
I don't think Bruno's in the game anymore, but yes, in theory, you could do
All
that.
right.
If Bruno's in the game.
Okay.
I don't think they have a license for Bruno anymore. Or if they do and I'm stupid and wrong, somebody tell me in the comments, but I
All
don't
right.
think they have Bruno
All
anymore.
right. Okay. That's all I wondered.
What do you say we talk about the Road Dogg?
Yeah. Interesting news with him.
So Road Dogg, Brian James, whatever you want to call him, he has been in some big role of creative for the better part of the last 8 years. He's been the leader of SmackDown for
there you
a
go.
while now. Sounds like he has left the company of his own free will. He was not fired. He resigned.
Right.
And then proceeded to announce he's doing a bunch of conventions for the rest of the year. So bro's still going to get paid.
Good. I've always enjoyed the work that I saw on TV. He has both for the first time I saw him live was way back when he was doing Road Dogg for the JEFFJARRETT. And I was one of the few people that loved that gimmick, loved the whole thing about it. And corny as it was a nod to a corny era. And Road Dogg is, we see a little bit of him on these so-called behind-the-scenes shows,
Yeah. And it felt like it was edited to bury him.
Yeah, well, it sure seems like it.
Well, my whole thing is everybody thought that Road Dogg was the problem with SmackDown.
I never suspected that.
If you watched SmackDown on Friday, you would see that is not the case.
Yeah,
it is still a bad television program, folks. Now, I did not think this past Friday's SmackDown was the worst SmackDown I've ever seen. I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago was a whole hell of a lot worse. But according to Cage Match, it is the lowest rated SmackDown of all time. Now, it isn't even the worst SmackDown they've done this year, but that's what it's going to be.
I just think that's because so many fans are just disappointed by the title picture. Don't you agree?
Yeah, there's injuries, there's the title picture problem, there's the women's division on SmackDown that is in perpetual hell. They could do with a Bailey or a Natalia or a veteran who can maybe spice things up. I think Bailey would certainly make that women's division more interesting on SmackDown.
Well, it's interesting. The best you know moment in the ring for actually looked good as far as the way it was shot was Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. But you see it, like you said, it took somebody coming over from Raw to come into SmackDown to make it feel more important, to make it seem more interesting. Kind of proves the point, doesn't it?
Yeah. I thought SmackDown was bad on Friday. I thought Raw on Monday was probably the second worst Raw they've done this year. I thought that show was fucking awful.
This week's Raw.
Yes.
I felt that the first match was very good. I was very entertained throughout that, and after that, nothing.
Okay, we're going to talk about. I want to talk about AEW. I mainly want to talk about Dynamite tonight, not so much last week.
AEW, a company who's doing much better in pleasing their fan base and making them happy. They're doing much better than they were a year ago, AEW, and they're light years ahead of WWE right now as far as pleasing their fans.
Okay, but before we talk about AEW, I do have one more WWE little note. Okay. Jim Cornette said something very interesting on his podcast this week. And I don't like talking about Jim Cornette because I have buried Cornette for pretty much as long as I've been doing this show. I've been burying Jim Cornette for his rampant stupidity when it has come to AEW and his just, I don't even know what to call it, about some of the stuff he says, and his co-host Brian Last. I do not like Brian Last. That is well established. I've never liked him. I never will. We're probably not going to be friends. Anyway.
He likes AEW better than Cornette by a mile, though. He actually will even say interesting things about Kenny Omega. So you'd probably agree with him more on wrestling, but you wouldn't like him as a person.
I want to find the exact quote because I don't want to misquote him.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I just saw it about 30 minutes ago here. Oh, there it is. Come on. Cornette said this on the Jim Cornette Experience this week, quote, "Now it's 3 times what it used to cost in a year to just go to one show and sit on second row and watch people talk to each other. On top stars standing idle during commercial breaks." This is what he said on top stars just standing there during commercial breaks. "One of the biggest stars in the company has been standing there with his dick in his hand for 5 minutes. Cornette called the ticket prices, and I quote, fucking highway robbery."
Yep, exactly.
Jim Cornette, ladies and gentlemen, that guy's in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
And probably not for much longer after those comments, but, we'll see. One more WWE note, because this company can't stay out of the fucking headlines for some goddamn reason, and I keep forgetting that there's one more thing. But wait, there's more. I'm feeling like Billy Mays out here. WWE has reportedly put the kibosh on ESPN giving ratings to their pay-per-views because...
Exactly. Because they all were getting low ratings. They said, knock that off. Yeah.
Apparently, this company is really mentally fragile.
They gave WrestlePalooza like a C-, and I thought that was way too high.
Yeah, that show was awful. Anyway, let's talk about Raw, and I don't want to talk about it in too much detail. Sure. We've got a lot of much more pleasant things to talk about than Raw on Monday. Yeah. This was the second worst episode of Raw they've done this year.
Mm-hmm.
There was 2 segments I liked, and it was the women's gauntlet match and the Usos and Punk thing at the end. And that was it.
Got to give credit to, I think I was very happy to see Ivy Nile get a chance to look strong and show what she can do. I was happy to see Raquel Rodriguez looking really good in the ring, really aggressive, even though I don't feel like these are the women that are some of the best potential superstars. They're not getting the big push. They're in that they're stuck in that mid to lower card range. That being said, I'm happy with Bailey going over. Her and Asuka had a good exchange, and this was entertaining. I thought stupidly, like an idiot, after that was over. I hated the opening thing with the multiple Seths. That was like some kind of comic book bullshit. Great women's match, and I'm thinking, boy, with a match like this, maybe this show will be good. Maybe this will
By
be
the way,
entertaining.
that gauntlet match, to everybody involved's credit, there was not really even a minute of that thing that was bad. Like that
No,
thing was just really good for 20 minutes. And
right.
I was thinking, holy shit, maybe they're gonna fix
Yeah.
this goddamn TV show.
Well, actually, it went on longer than 20. That was almost 40 minutes, wasn't it? Damn near.
I don't know. It didn't feel that long, but it might have been. We then
Yeah, and then what was the next thing? Was the next thing with El Grande del
fucking this shit. So
uh,
they announced this match as not El Grande Americano. They announced it as Chad Gable versus
Right.
Penta for the Intercontinental Championship.
correct.
Not only was it not Chad Gable,
Correct. It was the
it wasn't even Chad Gable under the Americano mask. It's fucking Ludwig.
all right. I thought it was Ludwig Kaiser. And the other two fellas are the other two fellas. Is that Pete Dunne and I'm sorry, the other
I have
gentleman.
no idea.
You know who I'm talking about.
I do. Anyway, Penta beats Ludwig in like 8 minutes, I think it was, or 10, or who cares.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Right.
can we talk about this Judgment Day segment? I'm going to spend way too long on this Judgment Day segment. Because this was... Okay, I actually thought this segment was really good for like 99% of it. It was just too long.
Yeah, way too long. Also, they kind of just did the same thing they've been doing since Edge was there.
But there was a nice callback here because Finn says to Dom, your dad was right. You are just a whiny, entitled prick.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how Dom acts most of the time.
Yeah, that's right. That's his
And
persona.
they start getting mad at each other, whatever. And JD grabs Finn and holds him back, and the rest, and Liv and Raquel grab Dom and hold him back. Thought it was really funny that Raquel Rodriguez just basically bodied Dominic Mysterio here. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Yep.
And then Finn, much like he turned heel in NXT back in the day, does that beautiful back heel kick that he does.
Right. Oh,
That's-
that was very impressive.
That was just a beautiful kick, and Dom sells it like $1 million fucking dollars, and he goes down in a heap. And then they just beat the hell out of this guy.
Right. And JD was the first one to jump him.
Which I don't understand that, because him and JD have been a package deal since JD got to the main roster.
Well, that makes the betrayal all that much more personal because it's a personal knife in the back. This is the guy that he'll bring in, and look what a prick he is now. He's stabbing Finn Balor in the back. So we're going to get babyface Finn Balor by WrestleMania, are we not? Full-fledged? If he doesn't, break his neck or something in the meantime?
If he doesn't get, buried in wrestling Danhausen every week on main event for 6 months. We had a backstage segment with Pierce and Javon Evans.
Yes.
And this turns
that
into a
was
club
nice.
really quick with fucking Kofi Kingston and Grayson Waller and the whole
Right.
bountiful
Yep.
idea.
Yeah, I went back and watched the matches he had in TNA about 9 months ago last year. Javon Evans and those are awesome. Those are great, and it just shows you how they need to be pushing him more on Raw.
I agree. We then had more tension shown between Asuka and Kyrie. I don't know if those two are even going to make it to Mania to have a match.
Yeah, you never know. It's a slow moving story.
Who knows? We had a backstage interview, Jackie Redmond interviewing Lyra. and Bailey.
Correct.
She basically says it's going to be an honor to wrestle AJ Lee next week because apparently they're doing that match next week.
Yeah,
which
that surprised me too. What's up with that?
you're
that-
doing Bailey and AJ Lee on Raw? What
That-
the
That
fuck?
that tells you they don't have any plans for Bailey.
I don't understand that at all.
No, because she's over, but they must think she's over the hill.
Which she's not, by the way.
Absolutely not. I think
I want to put that out there.
she's in fantastic shape.
And
Bailey my motto has always been Bailey can do no wrong. Period.
Bailey is a main eventer, and no matter how they book her, that's how I'm going to feel.
Yeah, right.
We then had Rusev versus Obafemi, and Rusev got killed here.
Yes, he did. He sold the hell out of it, didn't he?
My goodness. And Femi hits this fall from grace that looked fucking brutal.
Yeah.
And Rusev goes down in a heat. 1, 2,
Sure
3
does.
wins.
Apparently, that's what they brought Rusev back for, was to put other people over, which is kind of a shame. I know he's alleged to have that bad attitude backstage and be hard to work with, and you know, the WWE has a history of bending over backwards to accommodate difficult people if they thought they could make money with them. So they've convinced themselves he's not worth the investment, apparently. And I think that's sad.
Well, they announced 4 things on this show for Raw next week, Russ, and I'd like your opinion on all of them.
All right.
We had the announcement that Brock Lesnar will be on the show next week.
Don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I felt. He's probably wrestling LA Knight at WrestleMania, which I don't want to see.
I don't know. He's a fellow death metal fan. That's all I can say about him. That's the only redeeming quality the man has, is he likes death metal.
We have the match of the Americanos, the original El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable, against El Grande Americano Ludwig Kaiser.
If this will finally get this thing over and done with, then I'm all in favor of it.
It'll never be done. They don't like us that much. And Roman Reigns is confirmed to be on the show next week, and also next week is 316 day, so who knows? Maybe we're gonna get a Stone Cold gimmick.
Oh, that's right. 316. Good thinking, you know. Who's gonna show up?
AJ Lee versus Bailey, which we already talked about. Why the fuck are they doing this on Raw?
I don't know. You know, AJ Lee. There you go. There's my girl. Although she's beefed up a little. That's a very old picture of Bailey. She's matured and beefed up. She's a much more formidable looking woman in the ring, athletically.
I really want to know why the fuck they're doing that match on Raw. Because what's their plan? Are they going to do Becky Lynch versus AJ again at WrestleMania? God, I hope not.
And you see Bailey versus AJ, that's money. Why give it away for free?
Unless Bailey's going to win and turn heel somehow, and this is to set up a rematch. Who the hell is that?
I have no idea. It looked
Anyway.
vaguely familiar, but I'm not sure who that was.
Unless Bailey's somehow going to win and turn heel, and that's to set up that feud, but that doesn't make any sense either because AJ just won the belt.
Right. Exactly.
We then had the only other segment on this entire fucking show besides that women's gauntlet match that was at all worth a damn. And it is the CM Punk Usos promo.
It was talking, not wrestling.
Right. There's 2 segments on this show that are worth a damn. That women's gauntlet match. I would argue the Rusev Obafemi match was fine. It wasn't long enough, but it was fine.
That's right. It was a nice middle of the show match, but it was just surrounded on all sides by all that crap.
And by the way, most of
before
the
and
wrestling
after.
on this show was not bad. The problem was
That's
not
not
the
it.
wrestling. The booking was terrible, and there wasn't enough actual wrestling. Anyway,
The pacing is terrible. Yep.
7 minutes of ads left and right. Anyway, CM Punk comes out. and he's going to address his comments to Roman Reigns. Remember, he said he was going to bury Roman next to his father?
Right.
Yeah, remember that? He
Sure
went
do.
Christian Cage mode on him.
There you go. He's the good guy. He's going to bury you right in the, you know, in promos, you shouldn't say you're going to kill somebody because they're not actually really going to do it, you know? So it's stupid to say it and it just makes you look like an idiot. Anyway, that's the kind of thing that they'll play that up, you know. I thought this was interesting, the back and forth, both the responses.
This was interesting, and the Usos did a very good job here of selling this. And Punk, at one point, the Usos start demanding an apology, and Punk says, "I'm sorry that Roman Reigns disrespected you and treated you like shit for years and never apologized to you or Sami Zayn or anybody here. Because if Roman Reigns gave a damn about you, this place, these people, me, this company, whatever, I would be talking to him right now and not you. Because he's not here and you are fighting his battles again." And then Jimmy Uso reaches back and punches the shit out of CM Punk. I mean, cleans his clock.
Knocked him down pretty good. It looked good. And then the brothers holding him back, you know. You got the one brother who's a little bit more restrained, you know. But, you know, get him in the ring, that'll change, you know. It'll be interesting to see where this goes.
Who's going to tag with Punk is my question.
I don't know.
It's not going to be Sammy. Sammy's on SmackDown. It's not going to be Roman.
Nope.
God, that would be fucking stupid.
Right.
Is it going to be LA Knight? God forbid they put that poor fucking guy in this situation.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Penta? That's about the only one that maybe makes sense. Is it going to be Danhausen? I mean, those two are buddies. That would make some sense.
That would be an unusual pairing.
Is it going to be Ricky Starks? Are they going to call Ricky up to throw him in a tag match with Punk? I mean,
oh, that's right. Yeah, he's down there.
They're going to call Joe Henry. Like, what are they going to do here? I don't know.
They're going to wish they could call up somebody like David Finlay or somebody like that, you know. Right? They missed an opportunity there, big time.
Let's talk about Dynamite.
All right, Dynamite. It's not perfect by any means, but
hell of a lot better than Raw or SmackDown right now.
That match last week, the opening Dynamite, we had MJF against Kevin Knight.
Yeah.
And I think that was Kevin Knight's best match he's ever had in AEW. I think it was really good. I think that toward the end of it, I think the overused idea of the referee bump didn't quite work out as well as it could have. And I think that was mostly the referee. MJF was just selling the hell out of everything really well, like he always does. Yeah. It was a great opener to the match, you know.
It was a great opener. And this whole show was really good. I want to point that out, that this was a really good Dynamite.
Yes.
Yeah, MJF versus Kevin Knight. This match was fantastic, front to back. MJF wins. We had a bit of a schmoz at the end with Bailey coming out and Hangman coming out and everybody looking like they're getting ready to fight each other.
Right.
We had Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors against Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. Why the hell Orange and Darby won this match, I have no damn idea, because immediately afterwards, we get probably the headline coming out of the show.
Right.
Which was David Finlay, who by all accounts was WWE bound a week ago.
Right.
Comes out with the shillelagh and just beats the shit out of Darby and Orange.
No, apparently Finlay was affiliated with Gabe Kidd and again Clark Kent in the in Japan, New Japan.
Clark Kent is Superman.
That's why I said that on purpose, just to be a smartass. Clark Kent and Finlay Jr. Now here we go. Yeah, Gabe Kidd, Clark Connor. I don't remember seeing them in New Japan, but that hasn't been
Never
on
were
American
Still
TV for quite a while.
Yeah.
It used to be on Access, but it disappeared.
We then had the Iconics making their AEW debut,
The crowd was a little dead for this.
and Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor could tell, and they absolutely killed the Iconics in about 2 minutes.
Right.
And
It was a good match. It was a good match. Iconics, Inspirations, same thing. Yeah, I like them, but this was not the most, didn't make them look too good. They did a lot of singing. They did a lot of talking. I mean, dancing, not singing. They did a lot of dancing around, and they do their gimmicks, and the audience was just dead.
did not care.
But the battling birds, is that what they are?
Brawling Birds.
Yeah, the brawling birds. Yes, I sure do like them. I like everything about them.
They're fantastic. We then had
they're big, they're mean, and go ahead. I said they're big and mean. Go ahead.
That's pretty much what they are. We then had Hangman Page in an absolute squash. Now, it would turn out that him, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight were all going to pull double duty on this show. And this is where this show starts to go from really, really good to really, really, what the hell are you doing, Tony?
That bugging on the fly thing that's been so overused for a couple of decades now. We've done all this shit and we still don't have a main event, so we're going to book it right now. That's always taken me out of the realm of believability.
Well, remember, AEW kind of does their cards backwards. They'll do their main event first sometimes.
Oh, yeah. It feels like it. Yeah.
They do TV backwards. It's kind of weird. Anyway, Hangman, Bailey, and Jet end up, and Kevin Knight end up agreeing to defend their trios titles against the Don Callis family in the main event. We'll talk about that in a second. We then had the worst match on this show, and maybe the worst match in AEW all year. Hechicero versus Jon Moxley. What the fuck was that?
It wasn't that long. That's what it was, fortunately.
No, it went on forever and ever and ever.
Well, that's because you sit there and tried to watch it. I got up and went to the toilet or something,
Yeah, I was sitting there trying to watch it because I knew I'd have to review it on this goddamn show.
Well, I'm sorry. I just had to be a little bit lazy on my duty there. I for some reason, when I saw what was unfolding in the ring, it made me want to take a dump.
Well, you're forgiven. You probably watched Collision.
I forgot to use the pause and rewind button somehow.
Well, you probably watched Collision, so you're forgiven. We then had Brody King come out, and he cuts a very Brody King promo.
Hey, he sounds better. This was good. I think the big man sounded better. There you go. Sounded like he really meant it.
Yes.
And he's basically saying, you're not the most dangerous man in AEW. I'm the most dangerous man in AEW. And then he goes around trying to prove it, and he does a pretty good job of it.
I want to point out that Tekla versus Thunder Rosa hit the ring at 8:45.
Right.
This show went almost 30 minutes over.
Yes, it did. It sure did. Because by the time I noticed that, they still had a match at a quarter till, and that was Thunder Rosa and Spider Girl. And then we had
the win.
Right. Yes. Yeah, she's an interesting promo too. Different. Don't love it, but I don't dislike it either.
I really like Tekla. I think she's really good.
I think she's unique. She's got something different, and I'm starting to warm up to her.
Well, we then had the main event, and I thought this match was really good, but I thought this show was too long.
It was starting to feel a little bit like a Raw there at 9:30.
Yeah.
But then again, if you like long AEW shows, I'm sure we're going to get one Saturday night. This is all leading up to Revolution.
Sunday night, buddy.
I'm sorry, Sunday night. That's fine. We're going to watch it anyway. And leading up to Revolution on Sunday night, and that probably won't start till at least 7 because they're in California.
It is starting at 7.
Well, we'll just plan on staying up late that night.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm having friends over for that show, so it'll be interesting to see what time we actually go live, or maybe we'll just do it Monday. Who knows? But
Oh, okay. Well, try not to get
show actually.
try not to get too inebriated there.
Well, it's an AW show. We don't have to worry about that. Now, WrestleMania next month, well, that's a different conversation entirely.
2 nights.
2 nights of hell.
Isn't it odd that we're wrestling fans and we're actually dreading having to watch WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year?
Damon says in the chat that we should go live after. Okay, we'll do that then.
Go live after Sunday night? Yes.
It's probably going to be like 12:30 by the time we get here, but okay.
I'm going to be right here, ensconced in my little cubicle here.
Ensconced in your little cubicle, wondering what the hell you're doing with your life?
Yeah. No, I know exactly what I'm doing with my life. I'm frittering it away and enjoying it.
There you go. Anyway, we then had the Don Callis family versus Jet Speed. And
why does Lance Archer always walk out with Don Callis but never does anything other than look big and tough? I thought he was a fairly good wrestler. Is he hurt or something? We never see him wrestle anymore.
Good question, pal.
Yeah. I'd like to see Lance Archer, knock some people over. Yeah, this wasn't bad though,
It was a good match. Don Callis family win the trios titles.
Yes, and they're welcome to them because I don't really care who has those titles.
Nor do I
personally.
Let's talk about Revolution, Russ. The show's going to be live Sunday from the Crypto.com arena.
What are the confirmed matches? I wonder.
Yeah, that is the Crypto.com. The confirmed matches, there are 9 on the main show, along with a Blackjack Battle Royale scheduled for the pre-show for the national title.
Oh, no kidding. That's where we're going to get to see all of the Beast Martos and people like that, probably.
And somehow Ricochet is on that match as well.
Oh, really? No kidding.
He has that title. Anyway, we have Marina Shafir versus Timeless Tony Storm with everyone banned from ringside.
I'm looking forward to that. Very, very. Oh, yeah, this should be good.
There's a match here that I'm not going to talk about right now because I want to come back to it because I think it's horse shit and I think it'll end up on the pre-show, but we'll come back. We have the Don Callis family, Kazuchika Okada, Kyle Fletcher, and Mark Davis, the new Trios champions, against Mystico and Jet Speed for the World Trios titles.
Right. Okay.
And I fully expect the Don Callis family to win that. Russ, who do you have winning both that match and Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir?
Tony Storm and Don Callis family.
I agree with you. I think Marina might beat Tony, but I agree with you otherwise. Tekla versus Chris Statlander in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I did not realize this match was 2 out of 3 falls.
Right. I think Tekla's going to retain the title.
I think it'll be a very good match, but I think Tekla probably retains.
Yeah, everything they've done so far has been good. Yeah, there you go. The what do they call her? The toxic spider.
Yep.
That's why sometimes I call her Spider Girl. But she's got a mean streak and she's got an attitude on the microphone. I like her.
We then have Swerve Strickland versus Brody King.
This will get a little wild.
Presume that they're going to add a stipulation to this tonight.
Yeah, it's getting color is mandatory. That's the stipulation.
You're both going to bleed like stuck pigs. That's the mandatory.
The first guy who passes out from blood loss will be declared the loser.
Imagine if that was a match. Jesus Christ.
The referee won't need rubber gloves. He's going to need a fucking hazmat suit,
I think Swerve wins this. He just turned heel. He's going to win this match.
Right. But it's going to be good. Brody King, even when he loses, he never looks weak.
No.
The guy looks strong just standing there. And this guy is really. Did not realize I saw some. I did a little research, looked into his history, coming up through the Indies and places where he's worked. And he's done a little bit of everything. He did some of the he even put did time at CZW. Of all places, and lived through it.
Some time in the federal penitentiary at this point. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
We then have Bandito versus Andrade because who knows why. And it's going to be really good, and Bandito should probably win this match.
It looks really good. Again, there's no real storyline. There's no compelling. Maybe there is, but once again, AEW is a little weak on getting people emotionally motivated to follow the storylines because they seem to kind of come out of nowhere and they don't seem to rise up organically.
No. Takeshita versus Moxley for the AW Continental title with no time limit on this match.
Very much looking forward to this.
This could go 1 hour. I'm not kidding you. This match could be an hour.
That would be great. I think Takeshita is, they're both good, but wow. Takeshita is impressed me so much. He's been there about 3 years now.
Yep. 3 or 4. I think 4.
And they have allowed him to really, he doesn't talk a lot, and I understand why. But,
Talk about progressing naturally, though. That guy has progressed more naturally than anybody.
Yeah. And he's come out of wrestling as a heel, but I think he's because of crowd reaction, he's beginning to emerge as a natural baby face,
And I am picking Moxley to retain the title here, not because I don't think Takeshita could, but because I don't think it's time to have Moxley lose that belt yet.
And I think it's going to go on a long time, and it's going to be brutal. This probably won't be bloody also because John Moxley seems to enjoy bleeding a lot, and I think the one thing about blood, the less you use it, the more effective it is.
They've been using it less and less. The match I wanted to talk about that I'm coming back to now is Big Boom AJ is wrestling on this pay-per-view.
A pre-show?
No.
Are you? No, come on now. Who's he wrestling?
It has not been announced yet, nor has the stipulation. But supposedly there's a stipulation for this match, and it hasn't been announced yet. And his opponent is to be announced as well. I want to point out this show is on Sunday.
Well, we'll probably get a reveal of all this Wednesday tonight. We're recording this Wednesday afternoon, and we're going to be if he's going to be on Dynamite tonight. It's definitely going to be a 2 Coors segment.
2 Coors, pal. You might want to slam 2 Coors in a fireball shot.
No, I don't drink Fireball. I don't drink candy. I drink whiskey. I don't drink cinnamon candies, dear little son.
Well, then.
Anyway.
You're going to want something stiffer than a Coors.
All right.
Let's talk about the main event.
Okay.
Hangman Adam Page versus MJF for the AEW World title with the Cody stipulation attached.
Right.
Hangman loses, he will never be able to challenge for that title again.
Right. So I think it's probably going to go over.
I do not.
Okay. All right.
Allow me to explain what I think they're going to do here.
Okay.
Here's what I think is going to happen. MJF is going to win this match, but he is going to cheat.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
So Tony Khan is going to void the stipulation.
Right.
And this will set up probably at All Out or All In some sort of rematch where I think Hangman probably will win.
Hey, yeah, I like that. Actually, I like that. because we're gonna because he's gonna be. This isn't gonna be the times when they cheat a little bit and then pin him clean. This needs to be like he just out blatantly cheated.
And I think that is exactly what it's going to be.
Right.
It is the last chance Texas death match. So it's anything goes anyway. But
Right.
but MJF is going to do something that is cheating even in that
Right.
level of step.
Now, where is this match being held again?
LA.
In Los Angeles, California. And
Yes.
it's called a Texas Death Match.
They could have called it an LA street fight.
Yeah, they could have. But Hangman Adam Page, though, he's got the cowboy gimmick. There you go. I'm sorry. I like this guy as a wrestler. I've never been in love with the gimmick, He just never came across like a real cowboy to me. I mean, and maybe I'm being a smart ass, because he's a hell of a good wrestler and a tough guy. But man, he don't remind me of Black Bart, for crying out loud.
No, not overly.
Nope.
Let me grab the card for tonight's Dynamite.
Okay.
Tonight on Dynamite, we have Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy versus David Finlay and Gabe Kidd.
Oh, they're gonna get slaughtered, and then they're gonna get shillelied. I'm already looking forward to it.
We have the Young Bucks and Mark Briscoe against FTR and a newly turned heel on Collision, Tommaso Ciampa.
The Young Bucks with Mark Briscoe.
Yes.
Well, they got a lot of history. I know. I mean, is it just me or look at those guys?
Oh, wait a second. I skipped a match on the pay-per-view. We didn't talk about Young Bucks versus FTR.
That's right. We totally forgot about it. And I like FTR, but they're never going to get out of being locked into this Young Bucks FTR rivalry, and it just happened to come around at the time it did. What can you say,
Well, I hope FTR wins. They probably won't.
I really want FTR to win this badly. And can I tell you one of the best things about their heel turn?
What's that?
Is I enjoy the manager being heelish too. Just like, what's that?
Stokely?
Big Stoke. He's good. He's good. Just like I should have mentioned before that one of my favorite things about Swerve's heel turn is hearing Prince Nana get real aggressive on the mic. Heel Nana is absolutely wonderful. He's like, get out of the way. Okay, go ahead.
Tonight on Dynamite, Hechicero and Konosuke Takeshita against Claudio and John Moxley. I hope Hechicero just stays out of the way. We have a match tonight: Persephone versus Willow Nightingale.
Okay. All right.
We have Speedball Mike Bailey against Kyle Fletcher, and then the world title press conference between Hangman and MJF.
All right. That'll be interesting. And by Kyle Fletcher, too. I have never seen him have a bad match. Have you?
No. Nor have I seen Mike Bailey have a bad match, which just tells you all you need to know about that match tonight. Russ, I'm very excited for Revolution, buddy. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm a whole lot more excited for Revolution than I am for anything that the WWE is currently doing. And, like I said, how we find out a lot of times how quickly that can change. You never know. 6 months from now, things could be completely different.
AEW also announced this week that they are leaving Triller. Internationally, they're going to their own independent streaming service. Oh, what's it called? Is it called My AEW or something like that? Watch AEW.
MySpace. It's called MySpace. Yeah, man.
No, Uncle Russ, that's not what it's called.
Yeah, that's what the kids are into now. The MySpace, they call it. That's what they they're not into the VCRs anymore. Now they're onto the MySpace.
So it's My AEW.
My AEW.
The interesting thing about this is it appears it will be the new home, at least for now, of Dynamite internationally as well as the pay-per-views.
Okay.
Again, this is internationally. There's also a fast channel that shows old Dynamite episodes that you can watch for free, which
Good.
I think is neat. That's called Watch
Yeah.
AEW.
All right.
And that's completely free. Dynamite in the States will remain on
Go way,
TNT.
way back.
Huh? What was that, Russ?
Correct. I
What was
said
that?
you're fading out there for a minute. Can
Oh,
you
I
hear me?
apologize. Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah.
We're-
Your audio was a little futzy there on my end.
It's all good. We're good. But yeah, it's basically just for international right now. This feels like them maybe protecting themselves against potential issues going forward with TV. And if they lose HBO Max, then they have this.
Right. Exactly.
So kind of
Right.
feels like
Well, all of these mergers are affecting not just pro wrestling, but they're affecting movies, TV, all sorts of streaming. They're affecting print media. You know, because you know these companies, they don't all publish. You know, if the publishing arm could be gone, so it's interesting. How many different services are going to have to subscribe to or download to keep up with wrestling? It gets getting to be more and more complicated all the time.
it really is, buddy. It really is. I hope they fix this. I don't know. And prices are out of control to attend these events, especially in WWE. Not so much AEW. WWE's out of control though.
Right. Yes.
All right, folks. That's going to pretty much do it for us. We will be back here live Sunday night, I presume, after the show.
Right.
If not,
Whenever.
Monday, we'll be here Monday. But plan on us being here Sunday night.
Yeah.
Probably about a half hour to an hour after Revolution ends, we will be here.
Right.
Whenever the hell that is, they're on the West Coast, so this show could go for 6 hours. Who knows?
Yeah. Probably not, but their shows average about 4 hours. At least
They do.
last year.
Yeah.
But yet, interesting though. Talk about pacing. The 3 hour shows from WWE feel much longer than the 4 or 5 hour shows from AEW.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
they still have got too slow a pace, and I don't know.
Oh, we didn't even talk about like the biggest WWE news, Russ, because
Which
it doesn't
one?
even feel like news.
Which one?
I was about to end the show without us even talking about this.
All right.
Cody Rhodes is WWE champion again.
Oh, see how little we care. See how little we care.
It doesn't even feel like. Okay, here's why this doesn't feel like news. One, it was freaking obvious from the minute they announced it that that's what they were going to do.
Right.
And two, who gives a shit?
Right. Say what you will about Drew McIntyre and all his nefarious deeds. He never lied to his fans. He never lied about anything.
Yeah,
And you can't say that about Cody Rhodes, and you can't say that about Adam Pearce. I get it. It's a story. It's an angle. The way they're booking it, this is frustrating. I had hopes of seeing Drew have a prominent place at WrestleMania.
Well, sounds like he's going to be wrestling Jacob Fatu.
Okay, all right. Then I hope he elevates Jacob Fatu. But what's it going to do for him?
Nothing.
This is frustrating to me. He's been around forever. He's one of the best veterans they have,
I mean, hey, we're getting Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Too bad they're probably both going to be baby faces. That's the only problem I have with that.
Well, yeah, Randy should be the heel there. But, they could have Cody be a heel. That'd be interesting. But then Randy as a baby face just never quite clicked either,
It's clicked more this past year or so when he's been on TV, but not as much as Cody being a heel probably would. All right, folks, that is actually going to do
All
it
right.
now. We don't have a
Okay.
whole lot to say about this Cody Rhodes business because, frankly, I'm not sure me or Russ care.
Yeah, we don't care about the most important championship in professional wrestling right now. It means nothing to us.
And that's depressing.
Yep. Thank you, TKO.
You slimy scumbags. All right, that's going to do it. Before we get sued, thanks for being here, Uncle Russ. Thanks to our
Hey,
producer, James Morris.
I ain't got nothing. Let them sue. There
Yeah,
you
Billy
go.
knows. There's Billy.
OxyClean. Billy.
Oh, but wait, there's more. All right. No, for real.
Where's the ShamWow guy?
Damon, play our fucking music. Let's get out of here.
All right. Thank you.